Hello.
And we are live. Hello,
Oh
everyone,
no, again.
and welcome to another Titans Table. It is me, Vera Dark, and we are with my wonderful co hosts that are usually here. We have Mr. Black Screen Hobbit Grim Monolith with us. We have,
Uh,
yeah, go ahead, Grim, go ahead.
oh, nothing. We,
Oh,
I was just going to say I won't be black screen much longer. I did upgrade my mic, and now
right,
I will get my camera up and going. Considering I do a lot of Roll 20, so
right.
gonna need,
We have Mr.
yeah.
Asfara eating, watermelon.
Watermelon.
Yep. Lovely watermelon, and we have Undying MTG, per usual. He's in the corner. He's a little bit shy today. He's
that's
in the
right.
corner.
Nobody
I
puts
am.
on dying in a corner.
Yeah,
Exactly. I put
it's gonna be
myself
on
in the
his
corner.
face the whole night. But yeah, we have some things to talk about tonight. I know that we wanted to talk about the ban list a little bit. We wanted to talk
Yeah.
about rotation. We wanted to talk about card quality. So yeah,
How about
we can just
how about
yeah.
how
How about those
about
bears?
yeah? How about the Bears? I mean, how about how's everyone doing? And how was the M20 launch?
Yeah.
I heard a lot of
Uh,
yeah. I heard a lot of moans and groans.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because they decided to put it on the weekend they did. Um,
well, like a good socialist, they hate the Americans.
yeah, because they put it on the weekend they did, and we all know what's behind that. But
Right.
that that aside, that it's like shooting yourself in the foot.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, with it on 4th of July weekend, even though 4th of July was not on the weekend, it's still the fact that people were still on vacation. People
Dude,
were.
6-day weekend.
Yeah.
I guess. Most people don't have a 6-day weekend, though, but,
Dude,
6-day weekend for what?
It's the 4th of July,
yeah,
man.
4th of July.
Oh God, my place is like a slave shop. We literally got the 4th of July off, and that was it. I had to put in a vacation day
Oh.
for that Friday just so I could have
Really?
a 4-day weekend. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So the 4th of July weekend is the most traveled holiday for vacations in it just hands down. You could go look at the labor border statistics. It's real simple data.
Yeah.
You can look up, all this really cool stuff that would help you, like, I don't know, run a multi-million-dollar business, a multi-billion-dollar business. And you'd realize that, about half the country's on vacation for that weekend, followed up by the Labor Day weekend at the end of the
Yeah,
summer.
you would
Labor Day?
assume that maybe they'd know that, but apparently not.
I mean, if they just would have watched, the movie Independence Day, they would have known.
Oh, they did. That's
Right?
why they put it on that weekend. They wanted to
Yeah.
pull off the event. The set's amazing. Everybody's loving it. They're buying it up. Like, I mean, I bring in 196 kits for this pre-release in general, and then it dawned on me after my Friday Night Magic when they allow us to do it on Friday. I got 16 players for that event. I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. And then Saturday morning runs around and we get 8 players for the morning one, and I'm like, is it Sunday?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
That's
I usually go to your Saturday mornings, and usually it's a full house. I mean, I've been to a couple.
I'm in the
at this
30s.
point.
I'm usually in the 30s to 50s on Saturday morning, and I
Yeah.
had 8 players.
Yeah.
My largest event was Saturday. Well, no, we had a private event because I called in all my friends and said, bring your kids. I'm going to do a free event for you. We need the
Right.
numbers,
Right.
right? Which saved our weekend.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's not for
at
that.
least
Oh my God.
something.
But the worst part is we're going to get cut for the next set because Wizards of the Coast looks at your last 2 pre-releases.
Right, of course.
And it's like, oh my God. And the next set will probably be good. And we'll probably need 1 million kits. And we'll probably have like
Right.
70 because,
Right, because rotation happens next set. So
Yes.
people are taking that into consideration as well when they're picking up new cards,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. So yeah, I'm sure that next set will be pretty damn good. We don't even really know any information on it yet, though, so it's a mystery at this point.
I just want to throw out there that I have to agree that the set it's a solid set.
I
Phenomenal.
really like it.
And
M20 is a
card
solid
quality,
set.
we will get into that tonight. I
Yeah.
am absolutely pleased as a long-term player.
Oh yeah, we will get into talking about that. But yeah, I really like this set. I think that it's very solid, and I thought overall it was a very good set. I've enjoyed what I've seen of it so far. I just feel like pre-releases weren't good for a lot of people. A lot of people were
No.
talking about
I-
pre-releases.
Everybody's numbers were down.
Right.
Yeah, I give you store near me, closer. I mean, I guess Rob, you are near me as well, but closer
Right.
to me. I check their numbers, and they got a total over the weekend of 60 people.
Right.
We're talking about a store that generally does 150.
Yeah.
They got 60
Usually.
people.
Dude, I do between 175 and 225.
Right.
And I got around 73ish.
That's a
So,
that is
same all
a
around.
huge gap. That is a huge gap.
Like, I'm like sitting here like wondering, right? And then I'm trying to think to myself, I wonder how the arena event went. And then I realized the arena event probably had nobody show up because it was on the 3rd and all the local fireworks happen on the 3rd.
I mean, from what I saw, a lot of the streamers were still having their normal to good attendance.
Yeah,
It
but
was not-
what was the event numbers that you could physically see? Like, how were they firing? Were they slower than usual?
So I was in the event and they were firing just like the last time. There was no delay or anything. And I do mine later in the day, so.
Okay.
But glancing throughout the day, most people had very good or their average viewer numbers. It was
I think
not
arena is a different breed. than
right.
the
Yeah,
than
I would say
It's
so.
a different breed of people. Well, I guess because you could bring your computer with you on vacation, so you'd still be able to play.
Exactly.
I mean, like, my buddy, he was out of town with his 4 children.
Right.
His best friend who plays in my store was out of town with their 3 children. I mean, right out the gate, those are people that play in multiple events, so like
Right.
that drops my overall participation for the weekend. Like I guess I would say I'm in a better, well-to-do area, and people actually take real vacations. They can afford to.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm
there is
sitting there
that.
like stroking my head, wondering what the hell happened.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's just we're all coming to the same conclusion here that
Yeah,
it's a terrible weekend, great set,
for sure.
unfortunately, But hey, what about the cards? I haven't gotten
Yes,
my hand.
let's
on
discuss some
phenomenal.
card quality. I'm excited.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right,
Eric,
so-
have you gotten any your hands on any physical product?
Yes,
You
I
did get some
finally
singles,
got
didn't you?
some of the pre-sales I actually
Yes.
made.
What
and,
pre-sales did you get in?
Oh, I got
The only one I can
Corpse
remember, I think, is
Night.
Corpse Night.
Yeah,
that's the
I
only
had to
one that
get-
I've heard you raving about for
I loved it.
a couple
yeah.
of weeks.
I know it's not like a home run card, but
I mean, come on,
everybody's
it's
got
still
their
good.
little niche. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
just
So which
it
ones
tickles
did you
my
get?
fancy.
The 2 2s or the 2 3s?
I got the 2-2s.
Right.
Yeah.
So the
Oh,
promos
yeah.
were
The
2
two
2s and
threes.
the
Yeah.
set one were 2 3s, right?
Yeah.
No, actually, booster packs were either way. I think what happened was
Either way.
yeah, because somebody got a 2-2 out of somebody got the 2-2s out of the pre-release kits.
Yeah.
Someone else got the 2-3s out of the pre-release kits, and some of the booster packs had 2-2s and 2-3s. So what I
That's
think
a mess.
happened was it appeared multiple times on the sheet,
Right.
and one of the sheets just had one number wrong.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I mean, I guess it's all Chinese to them, anyways.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
where there's no quality control there, so
Exactly.
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
So how's the card quality, Esper? I know you've been very excited to talk about it. I know you are jumping out of your seat
Yeah.
with excitement over it.
I'm actually playing Minecraft right now, so I can't jump out of my seat. But that being
no.
said, I'm
Oh,
building a
no.
Minecraft. I was just trying to finish it up before streaming. I'm on like the last 4 feet of it. But that being said, okay, card quality. We got a couple of so basically they did the what was that? What was it like open house weekend where they sent out the pre-release kits early? Not the pre-release, sorry, the Planeswalker decks early.
Oh yes,
Yep.
yes.
So one of the things we did was take a common and rip it.
Yeah.
And we ripped a couple of them actually to test the quality of them. And we did it slowly. And we could tell that they're using more glue. In fact, if I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say 30% more.
Mm.
Now,
Not
on
bad.
top of that, the bend test, I took it almost to like, you know how you do the bend test? You bend a card over and you give it the little like teardrop.
Yeah, yeah.
I took it much further than that, and we ended up with it ended up not creasing, and then I just bent it back the other way, and it bent into shape. We left a stack out for a week, and for a week in my store, which can get humid at times, it barely curved. There was still a little curve to them, but not much. But the biggest test of all that excited me the most is I took one of the commons and I dipped the corner in water,
Yeah.
and then I took it out of the water, and it flared up, but not like a regular common would.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is interesting. And it wasn't soft. It was still kind of rigid. So I sat that on top of my air conditioner for 4 days.
Yep.
Took it back out from the in front of the air conditioner.
How was it then?
It wasn't bubbled up as much. You could still see there was water damage there, but that
Right.
corner was tight.
Right. Not
And
bad.
the card quality itself, they actually it's really thick lamination on the outside, whatever spray they're using. The cards kind of stick to each other, have a gritty feel.
Interesting.
And they have a gritty feel, but what's more interesting is like the cards feel thicker. I haven't done a measurement test yet to see how much 80 cards measures out to, but I've got a feeling if I take 80 cards from Core 19 and 80 cards from Core 2020 and measure them, there is going to be a difference in thickness.
Right. Yeah, because I know that they were raving for like a month or two about how they were changing the card quality, the core set and everything, so I was curious about how that was going to turn out. I really didn't know if it was going to be kind of just another thing that they were going to say, and realistically it wasn't going to be much, if at all, different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely could tell a difference just in feel, just from when, because like I hadn't bought paper in like a long time as far as like some of the new sets. So, like the last one that I bought was like Dominaria,
Right.
and then I was like, man, this looks like shit, you know. So I was like,
oh yeah.
and then getting the Core 20 stuff, I was like, oh, it's like way better for sure.
Good.
Way better.
Yeah.
Compared to War of the Spark, what do you guys think? Compared to the War of the Spark.
How? Card quality?
Card quality.
Yeah.
Oh, hands down, night and day. This is the first time they brought the new card quality into rotation.
Right.
So it is hands down night and day. We will see, because I haven't done a humidity test on them yet, and that we just got some severe rain up in our area, like Tropical Storm Barry's hammering down, and I feel the humidity cranking.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking about taking a stack of Core 20 basics or commons or whatnot, and just cracking a window or putting them out in the outside hallway.
Yeah.
And letting them sit for like a few days,
right,
and then truly just let it see what happens.
I mean, it's a fair enough test.
A science experiment. I like it.
Yes, science experiment.
That's all of it. It's what
Science.
can they do? My favorite was like when I slowly ripped it so I could get the pale to see the blue core.
Right.
And I did it on another card from a prior set.
Yeah.
The same thing. The blue core is rich blue, like almost to the point of, you ever ripped one of the counterfeit blue cores?
A soft gray anymore, because at one point it got to like a very, very like light gray almost.
Yeah. But do you remember the like the counterfeits when you rip the blue core and it's like this just dark ultimate rip blue core?
Yeah.
Yes.
It almost feels like Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Bought a bunch of counterfeits and said, what can we learn from this process?
Yeah, great.
They probably did.
Wouldn't it be funny?
Maybe.
Wouldn't it be funny if it's the same printers that are printing the counterfeit that are printing the real
my
card?
God.
They're coming from the
God,
same
here comes the
irony.
conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Watsy sells out to counterfeit market. Watsy goes to them for advice. Great.
Upper Deck was doing it to Konami, right? So let's.
Yeah, I mean,
Upper Deck did it to
it
Konami.
works. Why not?
That would be hilarious. I am just really glad to hear that they are at least improving in some areas.
Well, let's hope it
Yeah.
stays this way and they don't revert it later on when people do a massive order on a set. Okay, guys, go back to slot A printing. What?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just do it. These suckers won't know.
Yeah. That'd be the luck, though, that they'd go back to the bad quality.
Yeah.
That'd be luck. But
How about one more comparison?
okay.
What do you think? Core 20 quality to Modern Horizons quality.
Oh, I mean, hands down, Core 20 is better. It's the new printing process.
Right.
All right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Because I feel like more the Spark is it's bad. It's better than some of the stuff we've gotten in the past. But
Yeah,
it's
it's
good to
not.
hear that.
It felt thicker. At least to me, it did.
The
Yeah,
cards are much
I
thicker.
I can't speak for everybody else, but I know for myself, I was like, okay, it's definitely that felt a difference in it for sure.
Right.
So that's good. I mean, this is
Yeah.
the direction they need to go in.
It's a step in the right direction for
At
right
least we
now.
see that they're spending money on the paper game, which
right.
is all
That's always
our
lovely to
fear.
see.
Our fear is that they're gonna want to try and cut corners on the paper game.
No, my fear is they're trying to artificially increase the price of the paper game, so that
Right.
they could justify selling off. So they could justify selling the game off for some ridiculously high price.
Right.
I mean that there is that. I mean, let's look at what's going on with Commander now. I think.
Oh yes, the
Yeah.
Commander ban list changes. Since yep, most of us here are Commander players.
Undying.
Undying.
If I could, I would. I just
Right,
nobody
you're
wants
not a
to
huge
play
Commander.
with me. That's the
Right.
problem.
Right.
You're
right.
a dick man.
Exactly.
no.
They're like, you're an asshole. You're not playing with you.
How? All right, we'll start with us, Farah, because we will.
Okay.
How do you feel about the Commander changes?
The ban list.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna cover this in two parts. First, we're gonna start with the Mulligan change to Magic and how we have addressed the overpowered nature of it.
All right, that's fair enough.
Quick question: are you a lot of Commander groups, at least around here, that I talk to and that I would play with? We're just not using it.
No, hear me out.
I just want to throw this out there.
Hear me out.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We've modified it to test it for our Friday Night Magic pods. Do you know how before, when we used to do partial mulligans, you used to set the hand aside, draw a new hand, set the hand aside, draw a new hand, and then
Yes.
once you've decided to keep, you shuffle up?
Yep.
We've taken the London mulligan, you draw 7, you set it aside, you draw 7, you set it aside, you draw 7. Okay, I like this hand. First mull was free, so we're on the second mull, so we're down to 6. Take one card out of your hand, put it with the stack, shuffle that stack, put it on the bottom of your library.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's different. I'd be game to try that.
Yep. It so far has not yielded any digging for powerfully broken things, because you can't guarantee that you'll get your broken card and lands around it.
Right.
Now, the changes. Absolutely love Painter Servant being off the list. I've been saying for ages it should be off the list.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree 1,000 and a trillion and a half% that Paradox Engine needed to be banned. You're talking to somebody who has said since the card's been printed, it's busted, have been playing it since it's been printed, has won every single game in which it's hit the table, including the game in which it was destroyed, and I then reanimated it the next turn out of my graveyard. Which, by the way, best look on the table to everybody. Okay, his Paradox Engine's gone, and then somebody goes to get rid of my graveyard, and I go counter your spell, and then it comes back to my turn, and it's back out.
Oh no.
Iona.
Yeah.
Disagree. Cards should not have been banned. If a card is unfun to your playgroup, then your playgroup should take the decision and say goodbye. The
Right.
only concern, Commander, in my opinion, the only concern that the rules committee should be considering is the balance of power on a card. Not its value,
Right.
nothing else.
Exactly.
It's balanced. And for me, the balance of power on Iona was fine because ultimately it's a creature. Now, when you mix it with certain cards, of course it becomes oppressive.
Right.
But
right.
Just like everything else in Magic.
Anything can be utilized in a more negative way or a more negative experience.
Are we going to ban Mycosynth Lattice? Or are we going to ban the new Karn because he busts Mycosynth Lattice
Right.
because it's unfun?
Right.
I mean, I think Sol Ring's power level is borderline, and it's in every deck, so therefore you're playing a 99 card format, and that's an argument to ban Sol Ring.
Right.
But Iona isn't in every single white deck because it just doesn't bring the power level to the bar of oppressiveness.
Right. I agree. So I'm okay for the most part, with the other changes, like you said. I do agree with you on those. But with Iona, I do not agree with that change with Iona. I just think Iona should have been left alone in the format. For the same exact reasons that you said, it should not be looked at that it is an unfun card to play against, or it ruins an experience of a game. Exactly what you said. If a playgroup does not like it or does not want it, they are free to kind of alter that list and use the cards that they want and not use the cards that they do not want to use.
I mean, let's look at its mana cost. I mean, I understand that Commander games get to a point where everyone has a massive mana base.
Oh yeah.
But this is a 9 CMC card.
Right.
So this thing is not generally not coming out quick. Now, remember, I remember reading the one of the things they said why they banned it is they did point to the fact that say, yes, this card costs 9 and triple white,
Right.
but there's too many ways to trick it into play.
Well, that's right. That's the
said.
excuse that they use.
That's what they said.
That's the
There's
excuse.
too many ways to trick it into play.
I can make that argument for anything ever printed.
Anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, ban omniscience because you can trick things into play.
Right. I think that
Anything.
is a lame excuse. I think that is such a bull excuse. You can trick anything into play.
Right.
And,
I mean, I play Magic. I've tricked a lot of people into playing with me.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
definitely,
And-
definitely.
And there's an argument out there. Well, what about people who are playing single color decks? How many people are actually playing single color decks? I mean, I see some red decks, but even those red decks are playing artifacts.
Oh,
So-
put your hand down. How many decks do you have in Commander?
I have 10 decks, and 3 of them are currently single color, and I'm working on the Prismatic Challenge.
And and for people who do have a single color deck, this is a multiplayer format.
Yeah.
So generally,
All is Dust, Scour from Existence. Those
Yeah.
are just 2 cards you can put in if you're really worried about that thing.
yeah, so a single color deck, I think, like it's fair saying, there are definitely ways to deal with Iona even with a single color deck.
Exactly,
And
but
you know what? I hate blue. So if I can play a card, don't take away my way.
I see Undying chuckling over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You know, it just
Yep.
makes my day.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
blue hate.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just subtly demonetized the stream with my first
Exactly.
F-bomb.
So for me at least, I sit down and say, hey, look, to my group that I would be playing with, I want to play with Iona. What do you guys think? That's
Go
all.
for it.
See what people's responses are. If
Right.
people say no, I guess I take it out. If
And what about all the people that were playing Iona as their general?
Right.
Because it's
Yeah.
a fun general.
Right.
it is a fun general, yeah, it's a great general.
I do not agree with the ban. I understand that some people do, but if you
I
have
bet
a
this
good
will be one that'll be
play group,
reversed.
just tell
I
your
bet this will be reversed.
right.
There's
I
been
agree.
a lot of people complaining about it.
Yeah.
I
just
mean,
I don't agree with it.
so any other thoughts on Iona? I mean,
I agree with Devin.
Devin says, yeah,
Cyclonic
also
Rift.
ban, also ban
I
Cyclonic
play
Rift.
Cyclonic Rift because the power level is off the charts.
Yeah.
If it affected me, I think the card would be unbannable. But the fact that it hits everybody, people are like, well, if you play mono blue, blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, cool. So now you no longer play with All Is Dust because you're playing with Cyclonic Rift. Congratulations.
Someone in chat says, I'm glad I've quit MTG and sold everything. Come play Keyforge. It's much better.
And the trolls have
Oh
spoken.
no.
well,
Oh no.
I hope to
They
God
will-
that's a joke.
I don't know.
They're
I'm not
joking,
sure.
They're joking.
What if
I
they
think-
aren't?
That sounds very trolly.
Yeah, so Beowulf's, I think I've seen that name in chat before, so I'm pretty sure it's probably just a troll because we
Okay.
crap on
It's a
keyboards
troll
so
because
much.
I truly believe that is probably one of the best trolls I've heard in a while. But
I
then again,
suppose we
that's
will
almost
see.
as bad as Deathrite Shaman in Legacy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that's true.
Marine says hater of blue ought to be banned from appearing on Titan's table. Well, I guess we're all banned. Thanks for sticking around for this episode of Titan's Table.
And I
See you
pray-
never.
I hate the color, but I have decks
I
that use it.
love blue, but I
because-
hate facing it. I'm one of those people.
Exactly.
those people.
I've told people like I hate blue, but it's more like I said, it's like the atypical blue. Like I
Right.
use creature blue, but I'm not like I don't like countering stuff 24/7. It just bores the hell out of me.
Right.
Oh, dude, you don't know how to play blue. You don't. I play with 3 counter spells in my blue deck, and it's hilarious because people are constantly second guessing themselves. And you don't counter everything. You just counter their win condition.
Oh well, yeah.
Exactly.
Or even better, when they do, when you've gone Island Go or Island Soul Ring Go, that comes back to your turn. You go Island Tap Soul Ring Grim Monolith Pass, and then it goes around the table, and then somebody goes Island. Soul Ring, Basalt Monolith, 7-drop, and you go, you didn't say the magic word, 2 blue mana green.
Yep.
See, like for me, like when I was playing Modern for a while, and all I was seeing was turn 2 mana leak, turn 3 mana leak, turn 4 remand. And it's like stop the madness.
Yeah,
like,
that is peak annoying
time.
blue.
I just play Affinity and kill them before they can tap 2 blue.
And I'm just
true.
Stop.
Yep.
Like,
I agree.
It's insanity. After a while, you're just like, God, you just want to just choke them and say, stop it.
Yep. Kyoji says I played 2 monocolored decks when Iona was in her heyday. I never had a problem with her in play. Yeah, I mean, I never saw her as she's a powerful card, yes, but I always felt as though most people play something in their builds in case a situation like that would arise.
I'm going to call it now. The rules
can be reversed.
What was that?
It's going to be reversed.
Yeah, I'm going to call it now. The rules committee was like, how can we make some more money to fill our Coke buckets this week? I know, we'll unban Painter's Servant. Cool. How do we make money in 3 months? Let's ban Iona.
Yeah.
She'll go to 50 cents. We'll buy them all up, and that's our next Painter's Servant.
Right.
How much?
Start buying your Ionas.
I know. How much has Iona dropped to? I think I saw
I'm not
her
sure.
for around $12.
I've got MTG stocks right now.
Yeah, I'm checking right now. Iona is sitting at $13, it looks like. $10. You can get it for $10. 10 to 13, and foil's 30.
That's a little less. So
yeah, it's gone down a little bit. Not by very much though. I think because most people are not.
She was spiked. Her peak was around Fate Block when she was $28. She caught a reprint. She's barely ticked back up. She's been a slow tick, but realistically, the banning happened. She ticked down, and then she's back. She's like, people probably have a feeling that this is not going to stick with the outcry that's been happening.
Oh yeah, I'm sure about it. I'm sure that most people are like, why would I get rid of this? I know that it's going to come back. Why? What would the point be to kind of get rid of this copy of this card, because it's probably going to come back at some point.
Yeah. What's interesting is the Masters Edition one is showing. It's actually showing signs of ready to tank right now. If you look at the graph on MTG stocks, it's got that nice curve, but it's starting to do one of these. And when it starts to do one of these with a nice, reasonable curve, you can tell people are about to flood the market and go, what? Wait, what happened?
Right. So there is that. That is a worry at this point for anyone kind of, looking at Iona. That is something that could happen.
Countering spells is not fun in Commander. We're going to ban every counter spell.
Right, exactly.
I'll say in Commander it doesn't really bother me because
Commander's such it's such a large format.
60 card it gets out of control, but Commander that doesn't really bother me too much.
Right. I agree. I do agree.
So have you guys all seen the? I don't know if it was announced today, but the initial.
Sorry.
Emergency flood warning.
Good job.
Emergency flood warning. Nothing I can do about those.
What if I want? Right. Fair enough.
Watch out, Mom! She's backing up.
Announcement. So have all of you seen what Wizards put out for the preview of Commander that's coming out in August?
The themes of Commander this year. Did you all see that?
No, I did not. I've seen it, but I didn't read the whole thing.
So the themes are Populate, Flashback, Morph, and Madness. Those are
So-
the 4 themes.
So
I
basically,
like madness.
madness and
Yeah, madness.
so populate's gonna be what was the other two?
So there's
Morph.
flashback,
That'll be good.
populate,
Garbage,
morph,
garbage,
and madness.
Garbage.
good.
Yeah,
So 4
Two
is it 4? Is
bad.
4 or 5?
there's 4.
4 or 5. Dad?
4.
Oh, they're
Pop-
back.
I have a
4.
bad feeling about this commander set. I don't know. I just have a
What's your bad feeling about it? Do you think it's going to do bad? Do you think it's going to be bad? Do you think one of them is going to be
I
good and
just
the rest
think
are trash? What do you
I
think
could be
bad about it?
completely wrong. I just feel like these decks are going to be trash. I don't know why. I have nothing to base that on. When I see them release this information like this and say, "Oh, here are the themes for the deck," and
Right.
like I think, well, the whole deck is based on this one theme.
Teams are fine. But
I don't know. We'll see.
Grim, flashback and madness are two very, very busted mechanics that are way overpowered. Now they're either going to have to water these mechanics down to the point where nobody's going to want them, or
Right.
they're going to make cards so freaking busted that it's going to really mess with Legacy. I mean, not that anybody plays Paper Legacy really anymore, but
I mean, some people do. Some people do. Don't give me that look. Okay.
I'd like to play Paper Legacy, but
Would be nice.
there's no one. There's no one to play with.
Yeah.
play with yourself.
There's no one to play with.
That's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that
there
you
you go.
ever say.
So,
I didn't say that.
so
yes,
you
you just did.
do you think that there's? So do you think that there could end up being a lot of like really good new cards to make these themes work, or are these going to be heavily based on reprints? Because these mechanics are very prevalent in the game, and
Right.
they've been around for a long time. So can they build really good decks based around these themes without having to print some really good new broken cards? Or we
Well,
Are
they
we gonna
always
need
they always try to
support?
put between 60 and 75 new cards.
Yeah, they always they do shove a lot of new cards between the 4 of them.
That's the only way they're going to sell the product line.
Right. That's true. I last year's to me were not very impressive. The year before was pretty impressive. I'm not sure how I feel about the themes. I suppose I want to see how many new cards are going to be in each, what the new cards are going to be, but I definitely think that they're going to have to print very powerful new cards to make these decks appealing to people.
And I hate when they do that. I hate when they put cards in Commander that everyone wants for other formats.
It's the only way they can
and-
sell
and
the
I-
product.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, right, because Commander is the best. That's what most cards are sold for, right? Is
Right.
Commander, because that's what everyone plays in paper.
Do you all think that the commander decks will sell well? Because people right now are kind of wallet fatigued. I know, not everyone is, but a lot of the past products everyone have said have been really great for commander. Do you think the commander players do you think that they are
Yeah.
slightly worn out from products?
After
I know that when it comes to
2020?
commander decks and whatnot, there is a large percentage of people trying to get into the format and whatnot, and just like a casual deck, other than their main one to play. But I do know that these new cards are why existing commander players purchase them. What do you think as far as
I don't know.
do you-
I think that they'll sell well. I
Do
mean,
you
that's
think
just my
so?
own opinion. I mean, depending on what the builds are, and if
Right,
I think it might, again, depending on what's in them, because we don't know what's in them yet.
right. We have no
It
clue.
could end up targeting more new players to be like, okay, here's a madness deck, and if you like how this plays, you can upgrade it. You know what I mean?
Right,
And same thing with like flashback. If you like how that plays out, well, now you can find your upgrades for said deck, and obviously, if they're playing with the right people, they can kind of help them, go into a certain way and tell them like, hey, if you're playing this, if you like this, here's this and the other thing, you can and just kind of go from there.
Well, Eric, I'm wondering, what do you think about these 4 themes? Like, what do you think about each one individually?
right.
What, as far as what the mechanics, as far as like the madness,
how,
flashback,
like,
populate and all that?
exactly, like you said, yeah, like you just said, how you really like Madness. So my guess would be that would be a deck that you can take a look at.
Oh yeah,
What
I'm taking
about
a
say
look at that.
Flash? What about Morph?
Um, I guess I look at again. It's pending what the build is because I don't know what the color
Right.
scheme is. Because morph could kind of go either way. It could go control or it could go aggro.
Right. There's also
It just
that
depends.
question about color combinations, but
We all know it populates going to be more like a Selesnya type build,
right,
or
right.
something along those lines of a green-white combo.
I can't guess what the flashback one is going to be.
That's going to have blue in it for sure.
No, never.
Oh yeah,
Blue.
that's definitely going to have blue.
Wasn't a lot of Morph? Wasn't a lot of Morph blue?
That's what I'm saying. Like there was a lot of
yeah.
there was a lot of green, there was a lot of blue, and I believe there was red as well, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember on how. But it was primarily, I remember blue and green were the strong ones. But if I were to go as far as in my head, what would be the strongest ones? I would say probably it would go Madness, Flashback, and then Morph, Populate.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would argue that Morph is more powerful in that it's faster than split second to unmorph something, which is how you get around countering morph spells with forget the name of the card. Was it Princess Wizard? No, it's not it. But I'm probably going to say that if I'm going to put money on it, Flashback's going to be the more powerful. Everybody wants double use cards in Commander. It's all about bang for the buck.
Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely think the Flashback is going to be very, very powerful, but I do also see Madness being very powerful as well.
Yeah, Madness.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, yeah, Madness is up there.
Yeah, definitely.
I just don't know which way to roll.
Right. Ultimately,
we'll have to wait and see.
Right. Ultimately, you have to wait and see the list, see how many new cards there's going to be, everything like that. But I would assume that probably Flashback is going to be the most powerful, just because it's Flashback. But who knows, right?
I guess in my mind, the only reason why is just for me personally is why I say Madness is because of the ways you can cheat cards out. So
True.
Just from a mechanical standpoint, I feel it could potentially have the edge as far as speed goes, but longevity, obviously, Flashback, being able to play a spell multiple times. I mean, you can't put a price on it. I mean, it's just it can save you long term in your game.
Yeah, that's also true. I suppose we will have to see.
Anything that gets you the ability to play it twice. I mean, look at Standard right now, right? All the blue cards that you can just I know you have to sacrifice. Not sacrifice. You have to discard the card.
Do you mean Jumpstart?
Yeah, Jumpstart
is a solid mechanic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still pretty solid. And I see a lot of arena decks, a lot of standard decks in general that are using that mechanic. And I think people really do love being able to get double use out of a spell. So I see where you guys are going with this.
I mean, take a look at Ren and 6. The reason why he's so freaking expensive is legacy and the fact of pitching lands to be able to retrace spells is busted because retrace doesn't exile.
Oh, he's that card is at solid price right now.
I got a foil.
Oh my gosh, you got a foil.
Yeah,
I cracked it out of the first box. It was like, cool, foil Planeswalker. And then the other day I'm looking
how much is
what the
foil
hell?
now? Like
375.
Woo! Yikes.
There's
a lot of crack on that biscuit. There's a lot of crack on that biscuit.
Oh gosh.
That'll pay some bills.
Yeah, right.
No.
I'm probably gonna sell it. I'm not lying. Although I did pick up an Expedition, Windswept, and Misty today.
Oh,
nice.
Not bad.
That's some big bucks right there.
Yeah, definitely. That's for sure.
So yeah, I think about going back to the question of how well will this commander sell? How well will this commander set sell? I think it's going to be fine. I don't think commander sets don't need to sell as much as an actual set.
Right.
So they don't print as much of it. It'll sell fine. I think it'll sell the same numbers that every other commander set has sold.
Yeah.
Last year, the commander set from last year, I'm trying to remember, did it have a slow start? but eventually did sell through. I'm trying to remember how well that one did.
Last year's Commander set was an underperformer. It was a really good set, and it actually started performing after taking out of production when certain investors of the alpha and style started buying up the entire market.
Right. I mean, it did eventually sell. It just was not a very
They're really high
fast
now. They're
seller.
starting to get really high now.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I was among the people that decided not to get it, and now it's just too much money. I have all the other Commander sets, so
even when you have a junky Commander product, they still appreciate well.
Right.
It may take a little longer to appreciate, but if one of the cards becomes a staple, I mean, look at the Teferi from a few years back, the Mono Blue Teferi. There was a point where you could buy those decks for less than there was a point where you could buy those Teferi decks for less than the cost to bring them into the stores, and then out of nowhere, bam, they introduced Chain Veil, and people realized you could go infinite with him.
Right.
And instantaneously, he doubled in price overnight.
Oh yeah.
There's a little talk in chat about miracles, and I just want to mention that I was heartbroken when Sensei's Dividing Top got banned because. Oh God! I mean that miracle deck, and you know what? I played it and played against it, and even playing against it in Legacy, I was able to beat it. So I can see why they wanted top banned, because you can just keep searching for the correct card to counter everything. But I don't know. I miss Sensei's Divining Top in Miracles, and Miracles. Oh, that was a great mechanic. Oh, throwing down that Terminate, bam, clearing the board. It was pretty awesome.
Miracles is fine. The Miracles is fine, but my biggest concern is you don't want something where somebody's just playing you versus the clock. Miracles had a high win percentage in game 1.
Right.
And then somebody could easily cheat and stall game 2 to win in 1.
Right.
So banning top means Miracles is still playable, but it's not busted.
Yeah, I totally agree. I
looked at Sensei's Dividing Top with Miracle abilities as being the mental misstep at that point.
Yeah.
Or mental misstep. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
I bought a ton of those. I mean, I didn't think they were ever going to be worth anything, but I didn't think they were going to get banned. How much are they now?
Probably.
It is worth. You can find them for 99 cents.
Hey, it's still better than a quarter. Right?
Guess.
How many cards sell for 10, 15 cents, 20 cents?
Actually,
buck for it, I think it's pretty good.
Actually, the market price on it right now is $262.
Yeah, it is $262.
The Euro market's $97, so it's almost $3 again.
Right.
Yeah.
The foil's still worth
that's
a nice
chunk
of change.
Those are 30 a piece.
Yeah, 30 a piece. It's not too bad.
Now I know, before stream we were talking about rotation and everything, and it means less for most of us, because I guess for Arena it means something, but for Paper, because most of us don't play Paper Standard anymore, it means less.
So many people.
But it is important for card values.
It definitely is.
If Paper Magic disappears, Digital Magic is dead.
I agree. I do agree.
I can see that. So, with rotation coming up, does anyone have any superstars or just anything in general that stands out that is going to be something that people are going to want for other formats? And we know that two things happen at rotation, right? You have a bunch of cards that aren't going to be played that crash. And
you have a 2-week window of opportunity.
What?
You have a 2-week window of opportunity at rotation.
Right.
Cards are already starting to tank now. We're at the 2-month mark. Usually it's the 3-month mark you start to see wavering and cards are going down.
Right.
At the 2 week before, you'll see an injection on the market. Within the next 4 weeks, you'll see cards hit their bottom that are played in other formats, and then they'll just spike out of nowhere. That pattern has not been changed.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the 2 week before rotation mark as to when I start buying up stuff.
Yeah.
As to what's on my radar, I honestly haven't looked. We got Dominaria and Ixalan rotating, and both
We
of those
do.
sets are pretty boss.
We
Like,
also have Core 2019.
yeah, Core
Yeah.
Core 2019 has
Core
some
2019.
bombs.
I mean, you have to consider Teferi right now is about $80.
Yeah,
He is about 80.
but he's also played in other formats.
Well, right. That's what. Right. You also have to
So-
consider that.
Yeah, so is Teferi after I'll throw this one out, and then I know because before stream I was talking to Eric, and he had some cards in mind as well.
Yes.
But my question about Teferi is do you think he's going to drop a bit after rotation?
He's already tanking.
Right. Yes.
He'll drop and go back up.
Right.
I mean-
I think so too. He's I mean, yeah, right. He's already starting to go down. He's been going down for a little while at this point, hasn't he?
There's your hero to Fairy Link in Dominaria. And if you take a look at the price chart line, it's actually started to spike, and now if you look, it's tracing down hard. And we right with Core 2020, you start to see it. It's at $45, and now it's at market 35. So it's dropped $10 in 2 weeks.
That's
Right.
a lot.
Yeah.
That's people don't realize in this industry that is a massive number, and that
is.
number is going to continue to go further.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling you're going to see him get down to probably maybe like a $10 card.
Oh, I don't think he's gonna go down that much.
Oh, I really think
For the non-foil, right?
for
Obviously,
the non-foil. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm talking non-foils. The foil ones, they're gone. Nobody's going to sell them at this point. They've got price memory associated with them. They're locked in.
Right.
But if you look at the Euro Mart, the US Mart, they're all trending down.
I
and,
don't
like,
see him going down that
fair.
low. I could see maybe 2025, but I'm not sure. So
He is really good in Commander, and that might be his only saving grace.
Right.
But he's 5-drop, so like, I mean, what kind of modern play is he seeing right now, if any?
I haven't
not
seen. I
actually
will be honest with you.
Yeah, I
Oh,
haven't.
so he's at 36 blue-white control decks in modern, blue-white red control 8 decks, Esper control 3 decks, 2 Bant control decks. So modern might be his saving grace. So maybe he does stay around like 25.
$20.
Right.
I hear your logic about it going higher, but I think $20.
I was gonna say 15 would be very low. The 20 is probably. I'd say that'd be
Yeah.
a safe bet to think 20 is where it could bottom out at.
Right.
Hey,
I
what
agree
did
with that.
what did Chandra go to? Torture Defiance.
Oh, she went down because she was reprinted in those challenger decks.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
With
So that's why she
Hazard,
went down. Okay.
Yeah.
Because she was a $40 walker, and then So what's she like? $10 now?
Oh yeah. Something
Yeah.
like that. Crucible of Worlds is also rotating out because that
Honestly,
was in Core 19.
Dominaria, you want another card? I think that everybody's skipping over and is going to spike like there's no tomorrow.
What card?
What?
Karn, Scion of Urza.
Oh yeah,
gosh.
great
He's
card.
sitting at like $16. He'll probably
Oh.
get down to about 12, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go crazy buying him up.
I think yeah.
But Daragaz reincarnated, sitting at 78 cents right now. He'll get down to about like 74, 73 cents, and he's a legendary that people want to play in Commander.
Right.
Look at even the most bulkiest of playable commanders over time. They just go up.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Weatherlight is a good card for long-term spec.
Yeah, Weatherlight's a great
Any
card.
mythic under $1 is a win in the 3 to 5 year market.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So were there any like I don't know specific maybe all stars other than we talked about Karn? I don't know. I know Eric, you had mentioned a couple before.
Yeah,
So-
what are your do you have any specific picks? I know usually you've got a couple that
Well, mine were a little different because I don't have my list made yet for like the cards that are rotating out. It's more of the cards that are currently in standard that are going to still be in after rotation that are
you think people should get their
at
hands
lower
on?
in price and might go up just for standard alone. Just not saying that they're all going to go up in price, but have a chance to do something, because I try to look at stuff like you know how there's cards where you're kind of like, why is it there?
Right.
And it doesn't make sense.
Right.
It's kind of like some of them are kind of like that, and then other ones it's like, you know, budgety cards that are like, I don't even want to say fringe competitive, but you know, not everybody plays competitive, and as long as it's good enough to at least win in an F&M for standard, that's good enough for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I kind of look at stuff like that as well, and not saying it's always correct, but I mean, sometimes it works out that way. But I mean, that's kind of where I'm going as far as some of the cards that I got listed right now. But
I do have one card that I have been buying up like crazy lately.
What card is that?
That I got a feeling is going to be the next ley line of anticipation in Commander.
What card?
Precognition Field.
What set was that in?
That's in Dominaria, and it's stupidly cheap. Like, you can get them between 22 and 30 cents a piece. The foils are like $1 a piece. It allows you to play with the top. It allows you to look at the top card of your library at will, which is really good for like future knowledge. More importantly, you may cast the top card of your library if it's an instant or sorcery, and it only costs 3 mana, and you can exile the top card of your library.
Yeah.
Now I know they just made an artifact that's similar to it in the new set, which has huge potential, but I think because of that, Precognition Field is going to slip under so many radars that
I agree with that.
like
yeah.
I don't even know how I missed that myself. That's good.
That's been
like,
out.
I'm a blue player. What do you expect?
I mean, I definitely see that card being. How much is that? Like 30 cents, you said?
Dude, buy the foils. Like buy yourself like 5 play sets.
I mean,
10 play sets of the non-foil, and then buy like 20, 30 foils.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Oh, I mean, TCG Player has it. Oh my god, does that really say 7 cents?
7
oh my god.
cents?
All right, so TCG Player right now, Precognition Field. Let's see. Let's go quantities greater than 4 to make it worth your time. You can buy 7 at 15 cents a piece.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, this is stupid. Let's look at the foils. Oh, this is so dumb. Like, there's so many 65-cent foil playsets. One dude has 11 of them up for 99 cents with free ship. Card Titan, I should have figured as much.
Right. Oh, of course it's Card Titan. You can get the pre-release. You can get the pre-release ones for 86 cents.
Oh my god, that's so tempting to buy out. You know, while we're talking, somebody in your streams could be like, "Screw you,
yeah, right.
I'm gonna buy them all before you do."
I think Undying is clicking right now.
He can click
yeah,
all
he's like, that's why he's being quiet. He's like,
I'm not on there yet, but I'm not gonna lie. No, for a foil spec, that's nasty. For $1. What?
No, it's less than $1. I mean, think about it.
Well, I should say it's $1 on average. I should say on MTG stocks.
It's not.
Hey,
it's not bad. Like, it's definitely not bad.
Oh yeah.
Hey, controversy in chat. Teferi is better than JMS in Modern.
He is.
I didn't agree with that.
Yeah.
There's no controversy there.
So I agree that Teferi is better. But I've had this argument with people before. They're like, no, Jace, Mind Sculptor, he wins the games. Well, okay, but you got to get him to the point where he wins the game.
He wins the game by playing green.
Right.
Yeah. Teferi does stuff when he's when he comes out. You know, Jace at first just helps you find stuff, helps you get to the win condition.
Right.
You know. So I agree. I agree with Devin. Teferi is a better card in Modern.
Right.
A quick question. You know, this has to do with cards changing value in rotation.
Okay.
And how Eric was talking about, you know, focusing on the cards. He's been looking at cards that are going to instantly go up. You know, not cards that are going to go down for a while and then come back up, but cards that are like going to stay at their value or go up in their value. Now, the cards that go up in the value, is it really because of people's psychology being like their thinking is that
I know
card
exactly
is out of print now.
Mm-hmm.
This card is out of print, so we got to buy it. There's never going to be any more printed. So is that like the psychology behind it? Is that why these cards that are still seeing usage, kind of going up? You know, is that where it's coming from?
Well, no, the going up part
Well,
is
it's
that,
limited sets, and then you're trying to kind of look at and try to get a feel for what the hell's going on, and then
Right.
look at the strengths of what's going to be getting played.
Right. Yeah.
I look at a card going up after rotation is that people like me are buying it out.
Right.
Because I don't like, even as a store owner, there's a certain aspect of buying cards because in the long term, like Leyline of Anticipation, that card was $1.25 for a non-foil and foil when it was in standard last time around.
Right.
And I must have bought like 50, right?
Yep.
Even with the reprint now, I'm still way ahead of myself on them. I'm actually loving the reprint because the price is tanking so hard that I'm just like, where's the bottom? I think 2.5's the bottom. I'm gonna go crazy then and buy a bunch. And you'll see people that like they just don't want to lose their shirts. So, like, let's say a card was $20, and
Yeah.
now it has the potential to drop down to 15, but you were paying 15 a week ago because it was tier 1 standard deck.
Right.
Well, do you want to dump it at your cost and release the money, or are you comfortable enough where you could say, I'm going to develop a position in this card and sit on it?
Yeah, I mean it's a good point. Like, what's the direction you're going to take on it, and
Right.
on those cards, especially if you're specking on, it becomes more difficult. It's easier to spec on these 60-cent cards that we're
Right.
talking about.
Right.
But when you're staring down a card that goes down to 12, but you think it's going to go up to 40, it can become kind of a risk and an investment to go and start buying up $12 cards.
Right.
No, here's what you're going to look at. Don't look at it as I'm going to buy the same number as I would buy on a 60-cent card. It's
Right.
risk. Like,
Right.
so
You're not buying as many as you would. See, if you had a 60-cent foil, you'd want to buy a couple of playsets of it. Of a $40 card, let's say, you're not going to buy 5 or 6 playsets of it most of
Right.
the time.
you're going to buy, like, for me, okay, take Diffusion Sliver, right?
Yeah.
Let me pull it up real quick. Because I'm horrible at spelling on the fly. Diffusion Sliver was the one that they have to pay mana to. So, back when Diffusion Sliver was $0.25 a piece,
Yeah.
I bought. The base card was $0.25 a piece. I bought 20 of the base ones, and the foils were $1 a piece, and I bought 20 foil ones. Diffusion Sliver has spiked recently and is currently sitting at $8 in foil. I still don't think that card is high enough because it is bonkers for modern slivers.
It is. Oh my gosh, it definitely is.
I mean, it's a 2-drop 1/1 that makes everything you have cost 2 more to target, and in a sliver deck, that's definitely going to be a turn 2 play because from that point forward, anything they want to target on you is going to hinder them, and you're going to steamroll them faster.
Right.
Yeah, it's a great card. It is a mainstay, and because I have a legacy Slivers deck, and that is one of the cards that's in it.
And
Yeah.
like, it was from M15, and like, I mean, I don't even know how long ago it was. Let me look at these prices. Like, I think it just sat for a long period of time. Let's see. Oh, I see the spike when I bought them.
Oh, I see that Daryl is in chat. I talked to Asfara before. He hasn't really been active in the Discord, but I will
Yes, Daryl, we're gonna take care of
Yes.
you on that.
yes. You will
I'm-
be in the server. Don't worry.
Inbox me on Discord if you want to get my direct attention. Ats don't do much to me because I get added from like 15 channels a day.
Right. But I did ask him about that at the beginning,
There's a popular
Daryl.
guy.
I'll say Senor Popular over here.
Well, something like that.
Yeah, right.
Oh, and it's
This is what I
TCG
was
Player
trying-
Direct, so free shipping.
What is?
Nice.
Oh, nothing. Just this. Nothing. I'm not placing a $27 order while we chat.
No, not
Until
even.
you click it and then be like, I'm just gonna blame them. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna
I
blame them.
am not buying 31 foil precognition fields right now.
Oh
There
no.
you go.
Oh no.
Hey, I do
I
not
mean,
blame you, my man.
I
I don't blame you
at all.
either. It's definitely a good thing to kind of spec on. I definitely would. I mean, for that cheap. Oh, also, are you getting the pre-release stamped ones? Those are 80 cents a piece.
No, I'll skip on those because you have your junky. I don't understand why people don't want the pre-release stamped foils. Those, in my opinion, are the first printings of a card.
Yeah.
But the Magic industry is kind of weird. They don't like the stamps on the front of them. I think it's
Yeah.
just like a did to them moment.
Player
But
preference, because I know that's how I am. I just don't want it on there.
Right.
That's
I'm not
just
a
me,
big
though.
fan of I'm not a big fan of the stamp either. So I understand that. Yes, it like it represents the first printing of the card and like the first printing of the set. But I just don't like the stamp there. I think it like covers up with the artwork. But
Yeah. I don't particularly mind date stamped promos. I don't
I love
hate them. I quite like them. I understand that other people do not.
yeah. By the way, I'll throw the link up for Diffusion Sliver in chat in YouTube, and you people, or yeah, you people. That's it. You could click on it, and click on it, and then click the little foil button and see if you can figure out when the first time I made a purchase on them was.
Oh no.
oh god, are we causing a buyout?
Oh, no.
And Spare, are you causing a buyout? What is going on here?
Yeah, he is.
No. Look at the
FOMO! I scream FOMO.
look at the foils, right? And there's a
Yep.
distinctive mark where the foils go from like $1.99, right? And then there's a little heart attack, and
Oh, and then they
spiked
went
up-
to $8.
no, they spiked to $4,
Oh.
and that was in approximately October of 2017.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that? I have a suspicion that was your doing.
I had nothing to do with it. I swear.
I have-
Oh,
I have
you
a suspicion.
swear.
At no
Sure,
time did my
sure.
fingers leave my hands.
Sure.
All right, here's my question. We already know what you're looking at and buying. Eric, if you're going to go on and buy
Yeah.
and buy out something, or attempt to cause a buyout of a rotation-based card,
A card that's going to be rotating out.
yeah, it's going to be rotating out. What's your pick? Give me two picks. I want to know what you want, because whatever it is, I'm going to go buy it first. And let me know.
Oh, great. Now we know his true intentions.
This is my strategy. I find out from the people who strategize, and then I buy out first.
I mean,
Well-
it's fair enough, right? I mean, it's the worst that's gonna happen.
I'm not sure. There's like a card I was just looking at. I want to see how much lower it's going to go, because it's been just slowly going down ever so slightly. And it helps that I love enchantments, but at the same time, the downside with it is that it's a legendary enchantment, is Path of Metal, because I like what it does, but I'm still debating in my head, if it'll do anything. I know I should say at some point I could feel it being in a commander deck. I just don't know if it'll see enough play, but I'm just kind of looking at it. That one, Journey to Eternity, I felt was another one to kind of just look at. I'm going to look at the price right now, just see what the trend has been. But
yeah, I remember Journey to Eternity. Yeah.
So any of the flip lands, of the flip lands are good investment.
What do you guys think that's going to happen to Search to Azcanta?
I think it's going to. I think it's actually gonna spike.
I could see that. Because it's sitting at like what, $8 right now, something like that. I do believe. Yeah, $9 and foils $30.
I've been a lover of Shaper's Sanctuary, but for whatever reason nobody likes it. I feel it's a fantastic one-drop enchantment, especially it's a buffer for any sort of aggro deck, because if somebody's targeting your creatures, you get to draw a card.
Yeah, I never thought it was bad. I mean, for one cost, it's definitely useful.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's sitting at what, 70 cents right now. So that it hasn't gone anywhere though. It definitely has stayed pretty consistent.
At PAX East, I sold all of my Search for Azcanta pre-release cards at $45 a piece.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
And they're sitting at 30 33, 30,
Yeah, you
somewhere in that
definitely
range
made
right
some
now,
money.
and I'm sitting here like laughing.
Yeah, you definitely made some damn money off of them.
Yeah. And I sold all of my buy a box promo ones for $80 a pop. And it's
Whew.
funny because it spiked to like 100 and something, and it's like $80 a piece, and then it's been nothing but downhill since then. And I'm like
Yep.
dying laughing because within like a 1 set rotation period, it was down below what the person paid for it.
Oh yeah. I mean, because so many people were using it at one point, and it's still a great card. Just so many people were
Yeah.
using it
Yeah.
It
around the
spiked.
time that it was $40.
It spiked during PAX East. I was like,
Ooh.
cha-ching.
Man, you got that one right at the right
Yeah,
time.
he
That,
did.
That's awesome.
You did.
That's awesome. And that's what I'm looking for. And that's why I'm
That's why
asking
you just have these people
Undying.
on Titan's table,
Yeah,
because then you ask
that's
what
why-
their specs
yeah.
are, then
Well, look
you're a
at his
son of
track
a
record.
bitch, and you steal their specs before they can go and credit card swipe them with their mom's credit card.
Yeah, but before they buy it, it's up.
Hey, let's face it, everybody. The only people winning are the people listening to us and beating us to our purchases.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Jeez Louise. And then they
true.
can come right
That's
back
true.
and yell at you for not specing them properly and for giving them a bad spec.
So
the
I'm-
only bad specs are dirty specs.
Yeah.
I'm sure over the next couple weeks, definitely over the next month or month and a half, we're going to kind of be formulated more specs and
Yeah,
kind
for
of
sure.
seeing what's going to happen as it kind of forms, as we get closer, because we're kind of right now speculating on the specs in a way,
Right,
because
in
we're
a
still kind of
sense.
in a sense we're still kind of for that. So
Well, we're slowly
I
getting
don't know if
closer
it-
to rotation as well.
Yeah.
Rotation, a new fall set that we have very little information on. I mean, there's so much that's going to be happening within the next, 2 months that
Don't
So
even
does that
get me
even-
started. It's
something
like
to consider.
as a store owner, I've hit wallet fatigue. Like
I bet.
I'm at the point now where I'm looking at it mathematically as to I can barely afford the core 2020 that just happened,
Right.
and I'm sweating bullets on making sure I have enough to pay my distributor in the next week and a half, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking like, you know what? I might just say scrap a few sets to speak with my wallet because I'm tired of this boneheaded decisions from Wizards.
Right.
Yeah, hey, I know you're paying. I did it, as you know, I did it for a decade, so I know that pain of.
Well, I've been flipping cards since '93, my friend, and I only decided to open a store in like
Well, right.
I don't know 2004, and then I took a break because economics went to hell, and then I
Right.
got back into it in 2011, and it's been pretty decent ceiling. But since 2015, it's been one boneheaded decision after another.
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely tell where things started to kind of go off of a cliff, jump off of a cliff.
You
can
know
really
what
tell.
you know what my best year was? The best sales that I had at the LGS that I owned in New Hampshire was actually 2013. That was my best year, believe it or not. And I had some other years that came close, and I'm talking about Magic, not overall sales. I mean, we
Right.
did a lot of stuff, but
Right.
Magic in general, like I sold the most Magic
2015.
out of any year.
Those were some good.
20,
Were good
like,
years.
I'll give you
2012,
2013.
2013 were fantastic
Well,
years for me.
2012 was Return to Ravnica, and the numbers were off the charts.
Right.
Yeah.
It was good.
But
Really.
Khans of Tarkir set a new bar that has yet to no set has passed that threshold in sales as a store. Like even Ravnica, I mean, release week I sold 129 boxes, but that I was selling like 6 to 12 boxes per
Right.
week for the entire release of the set.
Oh yeah.
Khans of Tarkir, I think I sold like 150 boxes on release,
Right.
and then I was selling like 12 to 15 boxes per week.
Mm.
Like
Yeah,
it
so
was just
we'll
purely
see
for
what
fetch lands.
Right.
Like they honestly need to like every 2 years put fetch lands back in his stated rotation.
I mean, yeah, because people want fetch
Fetch lands are
lands.
huge.
People
They
are
should have
going
been
to
in
buy
Modern
sets.
Horizon.
I 100% agree. They should have been in Modern Horizons, and I felt like that would have made it so much better in so many people's minds.
Yeah,
I
especially if
honestly
you want to
like-
get
I
around the
like
whole
that
thing of not putting them through standard rotation, just keep them in
Exactly.
the modern only set.
Right. Just,
Honestly, Do you want to have some fun? They should have just printed snow-covered dual lands.
Yeah,
Call it
they
a day.
should've.
I mean, I
Yeah.
want my snow-covered tundra.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
That
we've
would've
had a
been
lot
awesome.
of talk about kind of paper magic.
A
know-
snow-covered tropical island.
Oh yeah, that's it all right. I don't know about the environment there, but we got some fucking problems in that
Hey,
environment.
yeah, they have some global warming going on in that little island. You know.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, most of us here play Arena, right? I mean, I play it. Eric
mean,
plays
yeah.
it. Eric streams it.
No.
Eric streams it. I just, you know, we're talking about bonehead decisions, right?
Ooh.
Yep.
How
Ooh.
about don't click your cat?
Yeah, did Asfara, did you hear about that situation?
No.
So
Don't click your
So do you
cat.
know alright, so do you know how they added the mastery pass and how you have that cat that's on the field for the
No,
mastery?
because I
Oh.
hate Arena.
Oh, they implemented a almost pay to win mechanic that's called a mastery pass, and it puts like a little cat avatar on your board. If you click it 150 times in a minute for, I believe it's 5 sequences of that, so for like 5 minutes, it will ban you for 5 days.
I could do that in a minute and a half. I've got clicker programs for that.
And the people that are getting banned, they're just getting banned, and WotC's saying, well, they can come back in 5 days.
Yeah. So what they're saying
what
is,
Wizards of
okay,
the
you know what? I'm
Coast-
okay with this mechanic because they'll quit playing online and they'll come back to the LGS.
They should just disable it, but they're not disabling it because you had to pay $20 in real money to get this mastery pass.
People pay money.
Yeah.
They
You're
should do is
paying
take that
$20.
stupid cat out and just give them better rewards, because who gives a shit about
Right.
a
You're
cat?
paying
Right.
$20
So you're paying
to get banned.
right, yeah.
What about me? I mean, I actually have an auto click program, and I'm really like with my mouse and my keyboard.
Your account will get banned for 5 days, and you know
I
what
can
WotC says?
click-
What? That sucks. See you in 5 days. That's everyone that
Yeah.
has been sending in tickets and stuff. They've said, well, you have to wait the 5 days. We don't have a fix for it right now, and they're hoping to fix it next week. It's been like this for about a week now, so they're hoping after 2 weeks that they can fix it. That's all they said,
Yeah,
is
good
they're
luck.
looking to fix it in one of the next updates.
Yeah. Good luck. So, hey,
I'm gonna
here's
make
a broader question. Eric,
Yes.
what do you think of
Potatoes.
and Bears talked about it. What do you think of the mastery pass?
Yeah.
The mastery system in general.
What do you think
I
of the
know
pay-to-win?
Vera hates it. She hates it.
I
hate
haven't
it.
broken it down. I just, because like as far as like to see if it was actually worth it, but I don't like the idea of making people feel that they kind of have to put money into it to get
That's how I
stuff, you know
feel.
what I mean? But you know,
The thing is it's worth it. At a point, you get to a level with the Mastery Pass where it's not paying off as well as it might have at the beginning. But I definitely feel as though it's worth it, and it's worth it to a point where you can't buy it for gold. So in a way, it feels like you're going to have to spend the money on the gems. It's a lot of people feel as though it's like a pay-to-win mechanic, or
It is.
yeah. I mean, I would agree with that.
I don't even play in it, and I'm looking at it as.
Yeah.
So, what does it do for you?
So you
Nothing.
get experience from winning
You
games.
get
And
packs.
yes, so that experience adds up, and you get levels, and every level you get a booster pack gold, a special card border, and then it rotates a pack gold, a special card border every level. And when you are free to play and you do not have the Remastery Pass, you only get one pack every other level, and that's it. But with the Mastery Pass, you get something every single level, and usually it's like 1,000 gold.
The cat do for you?
What?
What does clicking the cat do for you?
It does nothing. The cat is just there
It's
to
a
show that
bug.
you have a
It's a
Mastery
bug.
Pass.
yeah,
So-
that's all. It is.
it's
And then people
just
try
like-
to
So
lie
why
to
Right.
is
other
clicking
people.
something that does nothing for you getting you banned?
Right, exactly.
Because it freezes the game. There's
Yeah.
a bug.
It
So
freezes
it freezes
and then
the
you
plug it
game.
right in.
Right, it freezes the game, it crashes it, and then you try to log back on, your account's banned.
I say test. All the arena streamers get together and have a stream night where they all go on and get everybody banned and see if they can take the server down.
I would love it. I would do it. I'd partake. I would participate in that community event.
I mean, what if you're autistic and you're clicking it actually suits your autism, and now you're going to get banned for having
You're
a
gonna get
piece of emoji?
Right.
Well, that's why
There
it
actually
takes
was.
away.
And the thing is, people are
There was a
emailing Wizards of the
situation.
Coast saying there's a problem, and they say, well, you just have to wait the 5 days. We don't have a fix for it right now. Why don't you
There
just
was a situ-
disable it?
There was a situation where someone, I saw an email, I don't know, maybe Eric, and maybe you saw the email as well, or Vera, maybe you saw it, where someone
What email?
said that, so basically they were banned after clicking the cat,
Yeah.
but they claimed that it was like a malfunction of their mouse, and they emailed
Yeah, and
Wizards of the
yeah,
Coast,
WotC doesn't care.
and they and WotC said that, oh, we recognize that this might have been an error, and you didn't do this intentionally. They actually said you did. We don't believe you did it intentionally.
Right.
You're still banned.
Out of here.
Hey, I got a great idea.
They do
You wanna
not have
solve
a
this
way
problem?
to fix it.
I know how to solve this.
So wait.
Share in Hasbro stock.
Wait, the thing is
Then
that
call Hasbro.
yeah.
And then bitch that you're a stockholder that just got banned
Yeah,
from their new
right?
premium system.
So the thing is that they're acting like they do not have a way to unban these accounts. That's
Yeah, they're saying
another.
that it's automatic. That it's part of it. It's an algorithm that they added in. That
Right.
if you keep clicking it, it will
Right.
it'll automatic.
And they're saying that they can't unban the accounts, and that's why you have to wait the 5 days. They don't have a system to unban accounts.
Or if anything else, this whole clicking the cat thing, can't they just put like a cooldown timer on it? Like if you click it, like you can't click on it for X amount of time, so that way it doesn't screw up the game.
Why do they just not
Oh my God.
disable it for a week?
Guys,
Yes.
I need to mute my mic because I'm gonna get myself banned from YouTube by saying "stroke the."
Oh, God.
Oh God. Oh, by the way, Eric, I don't know if you saw, JJ is in the stream, and he says Mastery Pass is awesome. It's a flaming cat. I like the flaming cat.
I
JJ.
think it looks fucking cool, but
It's
still.
really cool, but I don't want to pay $20.
No,
for
I
flaming
just
cat.
give
I
me
know
better
why.
stuff.
I
I
know
don't
why.
want
JJ.
You know what
I
I
don't wanna
want?
pay.
If I'm gonna
Animal abuse,
pay
basically
20
poking your cat 150 times a minute for 5 minutes is animal
Yeah.
abuse.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Peter's
it's
gonna come
insane.
for us, boys. We're gonna fucking get it. If I'm
Yeah.
paying, if I'm paying $20 for it, I at least want the option of like a cat, a dog, maybe like a flaming owl or something. Like, where are the options? This is not diverse. This is not options. I don't like this. I don't.
Yeah, I don't want a
agree.
cat.
Anti-diversity, WotC. I don't like this. I don't like not having options.
Gotcha. No, see, here's the thing. Wizards of the Coast has figured out how to. So, quick money
Daryl's
that.
wait. Daryl says, "What are
Retire-
some non-cat ways to get banned? How do you even get banned in Arena?
Oh,
There's
you
no
do triple oblivion ring your
People were
stuff.
weren't people getting banned for Nexus on before Nexus
Yes.
of Fate was banned?
Yeah.
People were getting banned for Nexus of Fate
Yep.
shenanigans, right? That
Yep.
was one that was going on. I can't think of any others, but
Somebody actually wrote a letter on how. So there was this famous streamer who was streaming a game, and the guy had no out, and the last 4 cards in his deck were Nexus of Fate, and he kept casting Nexus of Fate every upbeat for 3 hours, and this guy was gonna lose, but he kept Nexus of Fate, hoping his opponent would quit to give him the win, and it went on for like 3 hours, and Wizards of the Coast finally stepped in the stream, and next you know, the guy's banned for trolling. It's
Right.
like, no, he was caught in a loop.
Right.
Put a freaking clock in the game.
Yeah. Daryl says, I'm sick of only having a cis white cat in Arena Mastery.
it's a red cat. Hold on, it's a cis red
Yeah,
cat.
Daryl.
It's a cis red cat. Don't miscolor the cat.
Oh,
That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Don't
no.
I'm
miscolor the
officially
cat.
tuning out of this conversation, so my face is not present for the conversation.
Yeah,
I'm getting
right,
into the-
guys.
So-
We're gonna get us
Sorry,
in
guys.
trouble.
I have a WPN number, and I'm not getting it banned. But yeah,
all right. It's at the end of the stream. No
I'm
one's
kidding,
gonna
I'm
see
kidding.
it. No one's gonna see it. Are
I
any of you
don't-
22
I don't wanna
people
be
gonna
banned either.
tattletale? I don't think so.
22 people in here. 21 of them are Wizards employees.
Yeah,
waiting to push the
right?
big
Great.
button.
Great. But
So, so now that we've literally beaten the cat to death,
great.
okay.
Oh,
Okay, all right,
great.
become a horse and die.
With the
Devin says I'm
rotation-
telling. Great, now we know who it is.
With
ban
the
him.
rotation coming, and the new format is upon us. A brand new digital format is upon us.
What format?
And the new arena format.
Yeah, they're doing like a historic format.
Historic.
Yeah.
It's called historic, and it's a digital-only format that is on arena, so that people can still use their rotated cards. I bet you, I have a prediction. Historic is going to be far more popular on arena than standard.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all.
I don't doubt that either, honestly.
Everybody likes extended. Yeah. We don't know why they ever got rid of it. Oh, because extended's boring. It's just the best deck 2 years ago. That much better. Yeah, you get to play the best deck for an extra 2 years.
Daryl.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
Daryl says hashtag meow too.
Oh!
This all right, this conversation's going far. Hi Mez, how you doing?
But don't
so it's
you guys agree, right? Historic going to be what arena is. I think that they're gonna have a problem. So they're gonna still sell packs because people are gonna buy packs to get the wild cards.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's why people are gonna buy packs, just to get the wild cards. And I'm sure some of the standard cards are definitely going to impact historic, especially right now.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
the diversity of sets isn't there yet.
Right.
But so they're still gonna sell digital packs for sure. But they're gonna have to support this and not be boneheads about this.
This way. They're trying to figure a way where they can keep every set in print forever in Magic Arena.
Right.
Because as far as they're concerned, the only people that should have money from you, the player, is them.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So when it comes down to it, true. I think that's again, I'm going to say that's going to be the more popular format, and I can't wait.
I definitely think so.
I think people right now are already trying to brew their decks. Although it's a little hard because we're still, one set out. We need we got M20 come.
Well, they said that they're. Well, they said that they were hoping to launch historic when rotation comes.
Oh, they better. People have spent money. They better launch historic.
They said that they were hoping to.
Here's what I wholeheartedly expect to happen.
Nothing.
When rotation happens on Magic Arena.
Why?
Who pushed the reset button, which gives everybody their money back?
Yeah, right. I'm not
That's
sure.
That's what they did in the closed beta. So
I know that, but the thing is, the game is still in beta, and they can erase your account at any juncture in time.
Right. They've said that they're hoping not to do another wipe when it comes to actual release, but I don't believe that. I believe they are going to have to reset the accounts. I believe that wholeheartedly. I just do.
It's true.
But
just give everybody a bunch of wilds to replace the rares and stuff that they had.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they gave when the closed beta, when that reset happened. Did they just gave people gems, or was
they just gave people? From what I heard, they just gave people gems equal to the amount of money they put in.
Yes. So if you spend,
I can't remember. It's been so long. I can't remember what the heck I got.
So what they did was anyone that spent money, they would give you back the equivalent in gems. And then they awarded every player like 20 mythics, 20 rares, like 50 or like 20 of each other wild card. Like they gave everyone some wild cards, but anyone that had spent real money, they had just given it back to them in the amount of gems. And that was it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that that's not what's going to happen.
I mean, I hope not
either. That would be terrible.
That would suck.
Because so people have huge collections now, and
that would suck.
People have huge collections. Yeah. From a content creator standpoint, I have a question. As someone who does deck techs, right, and out of all of us, Undying, you do a lot of deck techs, and
you do.
You and your team on your channel do deck techs and such. Do you think historic is going to be a big part of what you guys are going to be working on and producing videos out of? And I just want to add to that I've been looking at a lot of Magic content creators that are out there on YouTube and a lot of streamers and everything. Just to see, like, I've looked at big and small ones, middle-sized ones. I just, just to kind of like get a feeling of what people are making content on. And if I think back years ago, of course, before Arena, paper content was just about took up most of what the content was, except for the MTGO streamers. People have been doing digital for a while. People, there's been MTGO streamers around for a long time. Now I look at content creators, big, small, everything in between, and I only see two things. I see Arena, a little MTGO. I see Arena and Commander. As far as paper content goes, I only see people talking about, for the most part, Commander.
Yeah.
And that seems to be the bulk of it. But anyway, I'm just asking for you guys as people who do deck techs, do you think it's going to be heavy historic and less of the
traditional standard?
Yeah,
I'll say that for myself, I won't say heavy, but I'll definitely say that it'll be something that'll probably get targeted early on, because similar to Oathbreaker, if you're a content creator, you want to try to stay ahead of the curve.
Right,
So
exactly.
it only makes sense to try to get into that sector before it gets swamped by everybody else.
Right, so when people are at the beginning looking it up, you're one of the first people that they see. That's a completely understandable kind of thought process through it. I would, if you're going to do it, you might as well jump on it early and hopefully have a little bit of a head start with an audience.
I would say that if you enjoy that style and it sounds like something you'd want to play, then you're going to make content around it. Personally, I think Oathbreaker is a garbage format, so I don't know why anybody plays it.
Right.
But that's just me, and I've seen so much degeneration happening in it. I see more degenerate decks in Oathbreaker than I see in CDH.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, more or less, that's all it is, though. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that's all it's going to be. Yeah, am I going to throw up some stuff? Sure, but I mean, I'm not going to, just heavily dive into it, have 5 videos back to back to back. That's all it's going to be. I'll probably do similar to what I did with Oathbreaker. I'll throw a couple out real quick. Here's a couple for now. See what happens. See how much traction they get while I'm trying to produce the other ones. Because I've said in the past, I'm trying to get more back into budget modern, and I don't need to make competitive modern because, I mean, if you really want a competitive deck, just go look one up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, there's no need for that, but, more budget-styled modern decks. And then this actually gives me an avenue, because I've been wanting to try to do something with some sort of I guess, if we want to call it frontier, I guess, whatever. But I know it's going to happen eventually, but this gives me an opportunity to try to at least do something in regards to that going forward using, the sets we have available for Arena.
Right. Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, I think that's great. I can't wait to see what decks you guys, you and your team come up with, because a bunch of my Arena decks I've gotten from you, and I do like some of them. I saw your modern MTGO build that you just did, which was pretty neat. I just find it interesting, just in general. Speaking in general about MPG content that's out there, how there's this huge shift, and I see very little paper content. Little paper content, except for people talking about Commander.
Yeah.
And I guess that's just the way that's going.
Yeah, Commander is just super popular. I mean, I'm not going to downplay that at all.
It's been growing in popularity nonstop since its creation. I mean, I started playing in 2009 when I got back into the game. I'd been gone from the game for 5 years, and I came back and it was like, oh, what's this? Oh, that's that's okay, that's good.
Right.
And then I started playing Slivers because I'm an evil prick.
Slivers.
There's nothing wrong with that. Slivers is awesome, man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't play it as much anymore, but it was my first Commander deck. And it was hilarious because I'd be going around and I would just be raffle stomping people.
Mm.
But like anything, there'll be a scene for it for a short time,
Yeah.
and then the newness will wear off. When the
Exactly.
newness wears off, it's the whole problem I see with Standard in general. The biggest issue I see with Standard. We have a lot of people. Kids will usually get into a core set. They'll play that core set for a year. They'll either get into a core set or a fall set,
Right.
and they'll be
Right.
playing Standard for a year. And as soon as rotation rotates around, and their cards start dipping in value, and they start like, wait, I'm losing this, I'm losing that.
Right.
They jump into Commander, and then they realize, wait, these cards have play value in Commander, and
Right,
suddenly,
right.
bam, you have like a whole new flock of people jumping in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, so Commander will always be strong.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and I know I asked this kind of before, but like I think it's important that Wizards supports Historic on Arena. I mean, they're going to piss a lot of people off if they don't.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
I wonder how they're going to feel when they see that Historic is going to be more popular than their standard format on Arena.
I'm not sure
You
how
know,
they're gonna take
How
that.
are they going to take it? How are they going to take it?
On the
knows?
chin. The problem with Standard is they shot themselves in the foot when they went to twice a year rotation back during Battle.
Oh yeah.
And when they did that, they kicked themselves right in the groin and got rid of a whole generation of new players.
Yep.
And
did.
now they're struggling to recapture that zeal
Right.
because they lost they set themselves back 10 years with that double rotation.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Because I'm only now what was that, like when was BSC 4 years ago? 3 years ago right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm only now starting to see kids in the 11-year-old bracket returning to playing the game.
Right.
And most of them are learning it from people from summer camp and from after school programs.
Right. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about tonight? I think that we
No, I
covered
just-
most of it.
Yeah, I thought that it was an interesting question that I kind of really had for Eric was about Historic and how
Yeah,
it can affect
definitely.
content creation and the direction it's going. I don't know if you have anything else to add to that, Eric. About
No, I mean, I'll just say that they better just stick with it. You know, if they're
Right.
gonna do it, they better put everything into it. And just, you know, like I said, if you're gonna, I'm not saying that this is gonna be the start of like the frontier and like this is where it's gonna go from here on out. But from an arena standpoint, if this is what you're gonna want to do, then you know, don't renege on what you're trying to do and just keep it there, see what happens. And I think it's gonna be good personally. I know Rob hates Arena, but I still think
Not
I
every-
hate
Everyone
Arena because
does.
everything they do with Arena directly is opposite of what's good for the game.
Right.
Like they push the pre-release instead of doing what like Magic Online did and doing the pre-release a week later, right?
yeah.
They do it 3 days before the regular pre-release, which
Right.
completely undercuts their LGSs, which is the backbone of the industry. It's just
well,
like
you know,
I think if you guys didn't see the like questionnaire thing that people were tossing around on Twitter, I think they're
Water?
trying to actually see where people are getting their cards from. And I'm
Yeah, I did.
pretty sure they're going to
yeah.
get the rude awakening that, I mean, it's not Walmart and everywhere else that they probably think is where everybody's getting their cards, that it's
Right.
really the LGSs that are.
Walmart and the big stores are where people go when they want to steal Magic cards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And if
exactly.
you think I'm
Yeah.
kidding, then go look at
Oh, yeah,
the
no.
Reddit forums
yeah, no.
of hey, look, I made a fake
Right.
competitor page,
Exactly.
HTML, and I went to the I pulled it up on my phone, and it looked like a Target thing, and I got Walmart to give me packs for
Yeah.
50 cents a piece. So it's
Yeah.
like Walmart's and Targets and stuff, they're only gonna lose Magic on an item so long before they finally say we're done cutting it out.
Right.
You know,
So-
the Walmart that's near where I live, they actually got rid of their collectible card section. It was gone for like 2 years,
They
It
probably
was.
did.
and then it appeared again.
Yeah, because HG Holding took over.
Right.
Yeah, MJ Holdings.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. That garbage company.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Dumpster fire is more like it.
Yeah.
Hey, really quick thing. Vara,
Yes.
I'm going to stab you if you keep that Ajani going the direction it's going and curling in the background.
That's not an Ajani.
Really?
That's
It's a
Oath of Liliana.
I thought. Oh yeah, that's right. I have Ajani. Never mind. You should bring that to the shop. I'll put it up.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Oh, I'm
gotta
gonna
give
get
me.
banned from YouTube
I'll
now for
trade
saying
it.
I'm gonna
I'll
stab
trade it.
you.
I will trade it to you for a foil uncut sheet to put where Bolas is. And I'll even mark it for you. We'll get a little card. We'll put your card there. I'll talk about it. You know.
There's
Yeah.
a very high.
Oh, those
potential
War
that
of
I
the
would be-
Spark uncut sheets are going for $120 right now.
Oh really?
Boy.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's too much.
But I don't want that one. I want one of the ones that's on your wall. I don't need to own it, you know, just like a loan. I'll loan you that. You loan that to me. We never get them back because you keep mine and I keep yours. You know that.
Eric,
Actually,
I think an uncut sheet would look great behind you, Eric, on that green screen.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you know what? Green screen because he can't afford a blue one.
that's
All
right.
right.
Oh my God, because he can't afford a blue one.
Well, we know what we're all chipping in for Christmas.
He hates blue.
Yeah, Rob. Maybe you got to get me one. Is that what it is?
We're gonna get him a
wanna
custom one
get
for Christmas that has blue mana symbols all over it and stuff.
Oh
It's
my
gonna be
god.
great. It's gonna have some
No,
Jaffiris in the corners. Like, oh, it's gonna be beautiful.
No,
Uh,
no,
It's gonna be
blue screens are
beautiful.
better because they like. So I don't know if we've gone over this before. Blue screening is better than green screening in filming. It is.
Yep.
But that being said, it's because blue is the best color.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
Oh
Exactly.
no! You know what?
threw up
I
in my mouth.
Out your mouth.
I have nightmares, and Eric, maybe you do as well. I have nightmares where I just see giant mana leaks.
Oh man,
Mana leak.
man,
Mana leak.
like I
Mana
was
leak.
like, Remand, mana leak. Oh my god!
Negate. My man, negate.
Stop the insanity.
2 players have infinite mana. One casts Remand, the other one remands as Remand.
Uh,
Oh no, even better.
Oh, no.
Two players have infinite mana. One person casts Narset's Reversal, the other one Narset reversals their Narset Reversal.
Oh God! Don't
Oh,
fucking get me
God, man.
started on that card. That card genuinely triggers me. I don't get triggered by cards.
Hey, look.
It's like
Hey, look.
you. It's like you with Jit. It triggers me so much.
Jit doesn't really trigger me as much
I don't-
anymore. I
Or,
quit
oh,
Legacy.
anymore until someone plays it on you and then you get pissed off.
No, I just blow it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my
Honestly,
Mono Green deck has like 15 pieces of individual artifact hate, and it's hilarious because Om Nom Nom Nath just steamrolls
Yeah.
people.
Narset's Reversal. Don't get me started on
Hey,
that. That
now-
card. Oh.
Now we've got that new force card.
Oh, Force of
Two- two-
Negation.
Yes,
Still
you know,
disappointed. I am so disappointed that was not Force of Will, but I'll take
Yeah,
it.
I agree.
I just didn't want a second Force of Will effect in Commander.
Right. Fair enough. But
Although somebody did pact negation me last week where they had 5 mana and I played a land afterwards and stripped their land.
oof.
Oh God, I hate land destruction. I just
I
want to
do
mention
too.
that before we go off the air. The one mechanic that makes
Yeah.
me so angry.
I know what deck I'm
I don't-
building to play against Grim.
Oh
Oh
God.
no!
Me too.
I
Honestly,
hate it.
land destruction pisses me off.
Well, you know what they say, Vara.
I
What?
will say it does. It does.
It's better to be pissed off than pissed on.
Oh my God, that's true.
Fair enough.
I'm
That's
gonna-
a good way to end the
Fair enough.
stream.
All right. So why doesn't everyone tell everyone where they can find you?
Yes,
Go
Undying,
ahead.
where can everyone find
Go
you?
ahead, Eric.
Okay, you can find me at UndyingMTG on the Twitter, and then you can also find me at UndyingMTG on the YouTubes, and I apparently have a Twitch that I just don't use because I'm going to just be in the abyss, so I don't really stream on it, but it is there nonetheless.
Fair
But
enough.
that is pretty much it where you can find me.
Fair enough. Daryl will be contacting you later as far as wonderful Minecraft server. I'm sure.
And
You build it bigger.
Aspera, here is a big shameless plug for
Sure.
your actually pretty cool store, which I love to
Actually,
go to
pretty
and-
cool. Wow,
and-
that was confidence.
Background right there. You can find me at Command Zone Games. We're in Norwood, Massachusetts. If you're in the area, come on out for a game. Can you guess what our favorite format is? Friday night we do Commander pods. We do Friday night. We do all day meetup for Commander. Actually, pretty decent crowds, 20s to 30s consistently. And you'll be able to find me on Vara's Discord if you want to inbox me to play Minecraft because I play way too much. Help! I got an addiction.
Fair enough. Grim, do you have any last words to say?
I can't stand blue. It
Oh
kills
gosh,
me.
of course those are your final
Kills me.
words.
All right, if you want to find me, I of course am the editor for Dark Titan Enterprises. I am the moderator for the Discord as well, so you can always find me on the Discord. And I am on several different podcasts where I partake and give my wisdom to all of you. So if you want to contact me, you can always get to me on Discord.
Fair enough. And
Where he still hasn't learned how to change his Discord picture.
he hasn't exactly.
I haven't done anything. You know what? I'll fix all that up this week.
Yeah, you say that. And you all know where to find me. Dark Titan Enterprises. Twitter, Discord as well. I'm very active in Discord. But thank you guys so much for hanging out the past couple of hours. I do appreciate it. Titan's Table again, probably in about 2 weeks. I'm not exactly sure. But
okay, so see you next week for it.
What?
I said, okay, see you next week for it.
Yeah. Yeah. But all right.
And as always, Vara has no legs.
Yep, have no legs. Yep, that's it. All right. But thank you guys for hanging around the past couple of hours. I do appreciate it. My next stream will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. I will post about it in Discord. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out for the night, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone.